Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only, just David. The crowd erupts from the. No one's here. It's just me talking to all of you. How are you? Yes, 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 yes. We're going to do a very quick recap of Beverly Hills because, yeah, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Garcelle has quote unquote quit. This is a topic I actually have a lot to say about. So, also just one thing, because earlier in this week we did a quick hit about Louie. We really focused on Louie and his $2.7 million tax lien. And since I recorded, I was actually, people actually even slipped into my DMs and said, God, you were so nice on Louis. Look, there was this thing that came out and the 2.7 and the tax lien. And, look, there's so much fodder and stuff out there, even though we have like a court, there's a judge involved. I tend to not like, I tend to wait a minute. Like, let's just take a beat. Let's investigate. Let's just really make sure this is real. So I was kind of like actually nice to Louis in the early part of the week. Now we learned that Teresa also has a $300,000 fine. So I'm actually really riled up about this. It's kind of a hot button issue for me, people that don't pay their taxes and that live above their means. Again, if someone doesn't have money, I'm okay with that. I don't judge people based on that. Well, I mean, I don't judge people based on that, but when you pretend, like Bethany just went off on Louis, when you pretend that you are loaded and you're jumping out of bushes and you're flying someone around and you're acting, it's like as Bethany says, that's like thousandaire money. It's not millionaire, it's not billionaire, it's like give me a break. So I have to say, I agree with that. Well, we're going to do that tomorrow on a quick hit tomorrow afternoon. I have a lot of more information I found out about Louis, a lot about Teresa, and I'm actually riled the fuck up. And we're going to cover all of that. So a lot of that's coming out tomorrow. But let's just recap this quickly and then let's talk about Garcelle and what this means for the franchise. So look, we pick up we are in Erika Jane is going in the water and she lets us know, darling, I don't go in the Pacific. I don't go in the ocean on the south of France, darling. I only go in the water in the Caribbean. I personally had flashbacks to her life with Mr. Girardi, where he's flown her all over the world. It's just the water is just beneath her and she can't go in any of the water, but she can go in the Caribbean. So there you go. I mean, she lives in the Pacific Ocean and she doesn't go in the water here. I don't go in the water ever. I have no interest in ever going in the water. That water is so clear. You can see what's coming up. I don't care. There could be a shark from 25,000 million miles away and can come up. I am not going in the water. Not to mention, yes, we're filming a TV show, but we've all seen open water. Haven't you seen open water? It's where I have heard, you hear so many stories where you just go down and then you come up and the current and the boat is so far away and you can't swim to the water and you can't get back on the boat because the boat is nowhere in sight and that is how you die. Then there are sharks, then there are wildlife, not to mention the fact like Naya Rivera, people who like go overboard and then you just drown because of the current. So I don't care if the water is calm and there's people watching. I'm not going in any water anywhere ever. No, thank you. God, I'm starting out riled up. Well, Dorit also does not sure she wants to go in the water, and Kyle lets her know, come in, but there's no Birkin for you. And Jennifer Tilly is wearing her ring, and she's like, this is my jewelry for vacation, darling. Right? So anyway, Tilly lets us know that I see both sides of it, but I'm Sutton's friend, so I ain't speaking up. That's how you do it. This is a real friendship. I don't think Tilly would ever throw Sutton under the bus, but this is Housewives, Tilly. You're about to get into the middle of it in a few minutes when Miss Erika Jane calls you out. And Sutton and Tilly are having a moment, and Jennifer Tilly says, I'm just astonished at how much this group really doesn't like you. Well, that makes Sutton feel really good. Yeah, look, Sutton is possibly the quirky, unpopular girl from high school who she just wants to sit at the cool girls table, right? She wants to be liked. Sutton needs to call me. I do the consulting on the weekends. One thing I work with a lot of clients with when I do the hourly consulting is it's a real thing that it's one of my favorite things I like counseling people on. You have to break that habit. You got to break that habit of caring what people think. Sutton needs that. She wants people to like her. They're two separate things. I guess they're kind of related. In addition to someone's opinion doesn't matter. Your goal in this world, everybody who's listening, should not be to have anybody like you. That should not be your goal. No, no, none of us want to be hated. But my goal is not to have anybody like me here today on the Patreon. This is my authentic self. I hope you like me. I hope you enjoy this. I want you to like me, but if you don't, that's okay too. I'm not going to work at it. So I do think Sutton is that pick me girl from high school who was unpopular and maybe a little quirky. And Kyle is the leader of the group. She's the head cheerleader in Sutton's eyes, and she wants her to like her. So I think it's funny when Tilly's like, God, it's so shocking how much this group just really doesn't like you. And Bose is like, I don't understand how this dinner is gonna work. I don't understand how this day is gonna work. Like, how can this group exist and move forward when someone's on ice and not speaking to each other? And poor Bose, she's still so innocent. Although after her Watch What Happens appearance with Erika, lots of you are not so such fans of Bose. We'll get into that in a minute too. So Bose is like, how is this gonna work? Like Sutton wants to avoid Erika and Dorit. They want to avoid her. How are we all gonna come together? There is an Erika and Dorit alliance. It's obviously very strong. It's amazing that Erika can come out being very close to Kyle and being very close to Dorit. And yet those two are just, it seems like dunzo. Dorit says after the reunion, it'll be very clear where her friendship with Kyle rests. Man, well, Garcelle is talking to Kyle and basically eventually admits to her that you know, Sutton wants you to like her the most. Somehow Garcelle cannot get over that, right? So that's that. And Garcelle and Sutton are good friends, but Garcelle says, I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know if I can get over this. She chose Kyle that night. Listen, I'm gonna make a prediction here, and it's good. Here's the thing, and I don't want to get into. Okay, let me just go into this. Like, here's my prediction. I don't think Garcelle and Sutton, I guess let's make it simple. I don't think Garcelle and Sutton are going to remain friends with Sutton on the show and Garcelle off. I think Sutton, and this is no shade to her, she has the money, even though she lives on a main street as Dory. It's funny, a lot of people in LA, when they don't like Sutton,